Episode 51 was with Savannah Cristina.
She's gearing up to release her major label EP this summer, and she has an awesome new single called Self-Care, which has over 3.5 million views on YouTube, so check it out.
Follow us on YouTube and Facebook at Bringing It Backwards, and on Instagram and Twitter at Bringing Back Pod.
Follow us, please.
We're Bringing It Backwards with Savannah Cristina.
You're on with Savannah.
Hi, Savannah.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Can't complain.
That's good. You're born and raised in Florida.
Yes.
You want to tell us about that a little bit? Like your parents into music? How was that?
Yeah, so I grew up in Miami. Miami I was born. I grew up in South Florida. My parents are not musicians. They actually just do a lot of like community service kind of jobs like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they always loved music. My mother's Dominican. My father's from Brooklyn. He's African American. And they just have like a really wide variety of music choices. So like Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind and Fire, Gloria Estefan. And I think that's how I got introduced to music.
Oh, that's cool. Were you ever in like chorus or anything growing up?
Yeah, I was in my church choir and school chorus. So with those two things, it's kind of how I got introduced to like really singing, performing.
Mm-hmm. And how old are you when that was going on?
I was probably like 6 years old.
Oh, wow. So you were 6 years old. You were just in the church choir, you said?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, how'd you get into singing originally?
Yeah, I mean, I just started off in like, just church choirs, and that's pretty much how I got introduced to it. I got singled out actually one time by my choir teacher in school, and he had me like demonstrate like a high note for the chorus, and it ended up sounding really good. So from there, I kind of just knew that I had a talent just from like my teachers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a thing here that says that you were the Youth of the Year at the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, I was. When I was like 17, I'm a Boys and Girls Club kid. My Boys and Girls Club pretty much had a big hand in raising me. They're just an organization for like urban communities, at-risk youth. So it definitely kept me out of a lot of trouble. And I was the Youth of the Year towards the end of my high school career. And they actually gave me a scholarship to get into college. So yeah, I mean, I've sang like at many different galas and events with the Boys and Girls Club, just like singing and raising money for the foundation.
Wow, that's awesome. And I saw that you also were able to sing at the Miami Marlins game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How was
definitely.
that? Was that nerve-wracking?
That was honestly, yeah, that was definitely there was a lot of nerves, but I was super excited to do it. And you know, I'm such a advocate for Florida culture and everything Florida, so it was really an honor to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's really cool. How were you able to sing at that Marlins game? Do you remember?
That was through the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, that was through the Boys and Girls Club also. Oh, really? That's really rad.
True, yeah.
Yeah. Do you play any instruments?
No, I don't play any instruments. I just sing and write poetry. But I don't play any instruments. I would love to learn how to play the guitar. Maybe I'll learn during this quarantine.
Yeah, totally. And I think I saw that Fender Guitars is like offering 3 months of free lessons too. Like you could virtually learn. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Good to know.
You could do that, during your quarantine. So you said you didn't play any instruments, but you write poetry. How did you get into that?
I started that at 14. Basically, I just got into it after seeing a poetry slam at my school. I started to write poetry, do spoken word, and I started competing. And I just was really good at it. Naturally, I guess it was my musical background.
Uh-huh.
And I ended up really like hitting up all the open mic nights in Miami, sneaking into clubs at 16, performing, and it just became a passion.
Wow. And you'd go in and you would you'd recite your poetry, you'd sing it? Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I would definitely recite the poetry, and you know, sometimes I would compete and win money, and yeah, it was definitely the beginning of my performance career, I would say.
Okay. So tell me about those early shows and stuff. Like how did you know, like, were there shops and venues around your house? Like, how did you actually get your foot in those doors and stuff?
I used to run an open mic in my neighborhood.
Oh,
so
really?
There was like a lot of experience, and outlets for us to go ahead and perform.
How did you start running the open mic? You were just interested, and you had other people that you knew that were that wanted
Yeah,
to
exactly.
get on stage?
I just invited my friends out. Exactly. I just invited my friends out, and I had a DJ, and we once again snuck into this club that wasn't getting a lot of traffic, and we ended up just having the neighborhood come out and perform, and
Wow.
it was lots of fun.
So that's how you started really performing live, was just going to these open mics and performing your what was poetry at the time? Wow.
Yes.
And then what was the next step in your music career? How did you decide, like, this is what I want to do moving forward?
I started releasing music on SoundCloud, and the feedback that I got back was really awesome. I mean, a lot of people liked my music, and they wanted to hear, more of it. And so I just kept making more music and releasing it onto SoundCloud with YouTube beats. And then eventually I was able to make original music, and that did well too. And I just kept releasing.
Okay, so you started by just using the like royalty-free beats that they have available to you on YouTube?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you said from there you were getting some traction on your SoundCloud, but did somebody approach you? Like, how did you start writing your own beats and stuff?
Yeah, so from there, people would send beats to my emails. I also met a lot of people that I began working closely with, some friends that I made along the way. And I mean, I still use YouTube beats now, but
cool.
it's a little different now. Yeah. So like a lot of people just send me their beats, or if they find out that I want to use their beat from YouTube, they'll usually give me their YouTube beat and like 5 more beats with that. So things are different, but overall, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just putting out music.
Just putting out music. Yeah, I like that. That's really cool. So you're on Warner now, and how did that relationship start?
I released a music video called What You Won't Do.
Mm-hmm.
And after they got to see a visual of me, they reached out to me. The video was doing very well. They reached out to me. And from there, we just started working. And, we're still in the beginning phases now, but definitely looking forward to a good partnership. I'm still working and, making stuff happen for myself. And, I'm glad that they can be on this journey with me.
That's really cool. And with that first video, the one that grabbed their attention, tell me about putting that video together. Was that just friends?
Yeah, I directed a video. The beginning part is at my best friend's house, and it's a really dope video, like Spike Lee almost styled video, where I'm like cleaning and cooking, and then I'm cooking for my husband, and I find out that he's cheating on me. And after that, I just throw all his stuff out into the street, and I go down to South Beach. We had a really fun scene where we were on top of a Jeep, in the middle of Ocean Drive, and it was definitely a legendary video. You should definitely check it out.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. I've seen the self-care stuff, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And that song's, on fire. Over 3 million plays, and 3 million views on YouTube. Like that's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, no, it was definitely unexpected. But I'm so happy that that's the message that I'm getting across. It's one of my biggest, highest streamed songs, and it's something that I truly believe in, which is self-care.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just went to the beach and made a song, and I had no idea that it would get this kind of result. So
yeah.
It was amazing.
Tell me about that. Like, so you put these songs up, even the one that caught Warner's eye, like that was just you throwing it up there and it just organically grew. Like, tell me about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's just been an organic growing, situation. I mean, the interaction with the song, when it comes to the comments and even the social media reaction, like all my views and likes are real.
That's
and
awesome.
My fans are very authentic. My entire brand is very organic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a result of hard work. I don't have any ties to any, big names. I didn't come from a family that, plugged in with the music industry. It just kind of just happened from me continuously shooting my shot and just trying to make this happen for myself.
Yeah. Do you remember seeing, like, was there a moment where, like, you put the video up, did it just organically, like, grow slowly, or was it, like, one time it just spiked and you were like, whoa, now it has, like, 1 million plays? Like, how did that?
Yeah, I mean, I think Self-Care got 1 million plays in, like, maybe a month and a half.
That's so crazy.
It was kind of like every day, like, my mom would call me or, somebody would call me and say, hey, have you looked at the views? And I looked, and every day just gradually, it was like a big increase. So I don't know. It was just the right time, right song, the right video. And, of course, I direct all my own videos and come up with my own concept. So it must have just been, the concept that really caught people's attention.
Sure. That's, I mean, 1 million views in a month. That is so great. Like, that's so cool. And I can't imagine, like, just was your phone just blowing up? Like, how do you even like manage that? Like, I mean, that's pretty crazy.
I mean, it felt good. It felt good. I mean, this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And, a lot of times being a young creative, just trying to make stuff happen for yourself, it can be very difficult. It can be really tricky. I'm a college student, 23 years old. And just knowing that I was able to accomplish something like that and do it so organically and so naturally and so originally, it's something that, I'm always going to be proud of.
Mm-hmm. Are you still going to college now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
And what are you studying?
Mm-hmm.
Music?
No, political science with a minor in international relations.
Wow.
Yeah. And my last semester is this summer. So hopefully we'll be out of quarantine by graduation.
Yeah, I hope so. Jeez. I mean, that's the one thing about this that is killing me. I mean, I can imagine being like, well, in your situation, like you're going to graduate college, or if you're a high school senior, or you're going to go to school for sports, like that's all like really on pause right now.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely crazy. Luckily for me, with this music stuff, it gives me way more time to create, and everybody's always listening to music no matter what's going on. So I'm glad that, I have going on too.
Are you able to take advantage of the quarantine at all, as far as like, are you doing live streams or performing at all, like on your social media?
I host an open mic. Yeah, I'm always on social media. I host an open mic twice a week, which is my followers, so they can, come and perform, and we can just, have some fun during the quarantine.
Oh, that's
And then
cool.
I have my studio set up at home, so I have a few songs that I'm dropping this month as a result of just being stuck in the house.
Oh, yeah. Inspired by quarantine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Who would you say that your biggest advocates are in your music career so far?
I can honestly say, like, my city has just been really on the forefront of supporting me. South Florida in itself, all the open mics that I've been going to since I was 16 years old, I built this network of people in my community that just wanted to see me win. And I can honestly say, like, South Florida, they've been my biggest advocates when it comes to just making stuff happen and making sure that the world is able to see me. So I would say my city for sure.
Wow. That's awesome that you have that kind of camaraderie in your city.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah. So do you have an EP coming out? Are you going to put out, are you guys doing singles? Like what's the plan for your releases and stuff?
I have a new single. I have a new single dropping this month, later this month. And I'm excited about that. I also have an EP that I'll be releasing soon. But I definitely just want to give you guys some more singles before I drop it, just so that I can, stay on my flow of how I've been doing things. I'm a single kind of person. I like to drop, songs so people can digest it. And so I think that's what I'm going to continue to do until the time is right.
Yeah. And are you going to continue doing like the DIY videos and stuff that you've been doing? Like public.
Most
That's cool. What inspires those? You just decide, hey, I'm going to go out today and sing a basketball court or the beach or something?
Yeah, I mean, that's literally how it goes. So I just wake up and I'm just like, hey, how am I feeling? Where would inspire me? What inspires good music? And I'll just go to that location and I'll get it popping. So, right now, everything's pretty much from home, but I hope to get back out in the streets again.
That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about self-care again. What's the main message you want to get across in that song?
I just want people to be unapologetically selfish, and I want them to take care of themselves. I feel like nobody should live a life where they're not happy or they're living a life to make other people happy. So with my self-care song, I just want people to really get in tune with what it is that's going to make them happy and just go for it 100%. We only live once. Tomorrow's not promised, and it's really important that you dedicate your time to being happy. So that's just the point I want to get across in self-care.
Yeah, I love that message.
Thank you, yeah.
I wanted to ask you real quick about Alicia Keys kind of gave you a nod, didn't she?
Alicia Keys, yes, she did.
How did that happen? What happened there? Tell me about that story.
Yeah, so she was called in from like a Genius interview, they had her come in and, you know, give her opinion on some songs. And I had no idea that they were going to play my song Self-Care for her, but I'd have been in communication with Genius for a few months because they wanted to do something on self-care because it had gone viral. But I had no idea they were going to play it for Alicia Keys. Like, nobody told me, nobody set it up for me, nothing was planned. So, you know, just all of a sudden, I'm getting, you know, video links from my friends saying that Alicia Keys loved self-care. And when I saw it, it was just completely surreal.
I can imagine. I mean, wow. Hearing Alicia Keys tell you, your song sounds beautiful, that must have been a pivotal moment in music for you.
No, yeah, it was definitely surreal. And, you know, it was just a confirmation that I got to keep, you know, doing my thing. I got to keep releasing more music. I just got to keep working so that I can keep on, you know, getting those kind of moments, because it's really just the result of dedicating yourself to your craft. Sure.
Yeah, totally. You going to do a tour? Like, have you done any touring or just performing around Florida area?
Well, yeah, I did my own tour. I ended up, you know, just sitting down and getting some dates together with some different venues. We did Chicago. We did like New York. It just gone to different states, California. But it kind of got cut short because of this quarantine.
Sure.
So, you know, hopefully once we get off, we started off with a bang, and I have really, really good feelings about what's to come.
Well, we're really excited. I wanted to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
I would say that you just have to work. If you're somebody like me who really is just had to figure it out, you just really can't expect for anything to be handed to you. You have to just keep working and working and working and working no matter what. And that's pretty much how you get anything done. You just got to work. That would be my advice.